Kaypacha with the weekly Pele report. I'm not exactly sure where this trail is going. I just got here, just got off the boat in Punta Mona, and I want to get out to the beach. Could be some people around, I don't know. Just doing a workshop here. But this is the Pele report for January 25th of 2017. And with this Jupiter opposite Uranus, there's a lot of things that nobody knows. What's coming around the corner, what's happening tomorrow, even what the hell happened yesterday. But it hasn't been real easy and it hasn't been real fun because we've had, like I said last week, Mars and Venus both conjunct Chiron. Mars was square Saturn last week, now Venus is square Saturn. You know, Chiron is square Saturn. I mean, these squares to Saturn, I'm going to talk about it, but it's not easy, it's not fun. It's no cakewalk. It's no walk in the park. Yeah. And if that isn't enough, what else is going on? You've got to be feeling it, yeah? Mercury is there, going direct and right, bumping up to Pluto. Oh my God, yeah? We're going to have that on Sunday. Mercury will conjunct Pluto. So Mercury conjunct Pluto, which is in effect now and has been for at least a week, okay? It came back, it was first there. Okay, look at this. In the middle of December, Mercury came all the way up, and then it stationed retrograde, all right, at 15 degrees Capricorn, conjunct Pluto, and then it went retrograde and, you know, back into Sag. Now it's back again, you know, for its final third pass. So there's themes going on. Just look at what has been going on here since, you know, the middle of December, December 19th. And Mercury will, in a few days, like Friday, okay, finally get back to that same degree and be moving forward, finally, into some new territory. So I'm going to be talking about this Mercury, Pluto, Venus square Saturn, and then what next? You know, Mars goes into Aries. Yes, Mars goes into Aries on Friday. So we're kind of coming out of this Pisces party. Okay, we're going to be coming out of the sleepy, helpless, confused states of what in the blazes is going on. Okay, and ready or not, like it or not, we're going to be moving forward. Yeah, charging. So it's going to even get more intense for some of us, yeah? So, just to wrap it up here before I look at the camera, today we've got the moon there in Capricorn. Okay, moon's coming around to conjoin with Pluto and Mercury. A moon, Pluto, Mercury conjunction. Ouch. Yeah, Wednesday and Thursday. And then she goes into Aquarius. On Friday, we've got the new moon. Hallelujah! A new moon is a new phase, and that's happening in the rebellious, wild, and crazy Aquarius. Yeah, 8 degrees, 15 minutes. That's happening on Friday. Then she stays there in Aquarius. That's the only aspect that any planet is making to the sun. The sun's moving through these early degrees of Aquarius, and you can look at the chart at the beginning, but, you know, so much is going on in all of the late degrees. We have an unaspected sun for almost the whole week, except for this new moon. Yeah? By Sunday, that moon moves into Pisces, comes around and conjoins, okay, the south node in Neptune on Sunday. And, you know, we come finally around Tuesday. She also moves into Aries. Mercury squares Uranus. Still going on. But let me just look at the camera. This is just so nice out here. Can't believe I finally made it. It was 6 hours in the car to make it to this beach. Thank God I'm here for a week. All right, everybody. It's another week. It's another Pele report. What has been going on? Wow. This is one hell of a time these days now, isn't it? There's just like so much bubbling up. Pluto was the god of the underworld, rules the root chakra, Kundalini force. It is a death force, a force of transformation, a force of going deep down into, in evolutionary astrology, it is the soul. So Mercury, it's interesting because in mythology, Mercury was the only god from Mount Olympus, or any human or anybody else, that could go down into the underworld and come back up again. So here we have Pluto ruling the soul, which is unconscious and goes from lifetime to lifetime. Mercury ruling the ego, the thought, the left brain, linear, logical, third dimensional, be here now, just kind of get through the day. The messenger goes down into the realm of the underworld, of surrender, okay, of just like letting go and just being completely overwhelmed, killed, murdered. It's like the death of the ego. It's the end of our strategy, end of control, end of self-interest, end of, my goals and my. Mars and Venus moving through Pisces. Pisces being this infinite, selfless, egoless, soul, spirit, nature. So it's been a real time when you could go into, real victimization and just really feel overwhelmed, okay, with powerful voices and, people that have, real, intense communication. And this is like as in bad news, like what you don't want to hear and you don't want to deal with and you don't want to talk about it, and yet there can be this pressure. Diamonds come from the underworld. Extreme amounts of pressure. And this is what makes volcanoes blow. So some people may have been blowing their tops. Okay? Emotionally charged communications. Okay, that really push us to check and see. And then we come into Venus. Venus and Chiron. What do I value? Venus rules over what I love, what I desire, what I am attracted to, and what's important to me. And this has been going through Chiron, okay, which is Chiron's the co-ruler of the underworld with Pluto. So we've all been kind of doing this underworld, the hero's journey, they call it. The heroine's journey. Going down into a place where it can be hopelessness, it can be a total loss of control, it can be overwhelmed by people, financial institutions, governmental institutions, presidents like Trump or whatever, that we just feel helpless. And we just, don't know what to do or how to handle it or how we're going to survive, how we're going to make it. And this is what the mantra is talking about this week. This is all about evolution. Pluto is the force of evolution. This is growth. We are growing. Humanity is growing. We as individuals are evolving and growing. And we must, therefore, just like a tree or a plant, we need to spread our roots out farther, wider, and deeper. We need to become more stable. This Mercury-Pluto in Capricorn is an earth sign. We need to really spread out our roots and become this grounded, solid, powerful oak tree, or sequoia tree, or redwood tree, yeah? That can just like grow, because the roots go down, 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 down. we need to go down. The tree finds more minerals and more water and more stability and security down in the ground of Gaia. We, as individual people, need to go down into our core, into our gut, yes, into our soul, to find our power, to find deeper sources of security, of a deeper meaning, to move us, to get us out of bed, to bring us to the boardroom, to bring us to the conversation that we would rather not have. We've got to dig. We've all been digging down going, you know, I gotta muster up some guts, some balls, yeah, to really take all this crap. What do they say, you know, if it doesn't kill you, it's gonna make you stronger. We are in a place now of needing to become more objective, not take it personally. It's these 4 agreements that we're talking about. Yeah, really look at our words, impeccable with our words in our conversation. Are we delivering our communication out of fear, out of despair, out of overwhelm, out of shock? Or are we like able to breathe? Be King Arthur, okay, be, you know, this powerful, solid king or queen energy. This is the highest expression of Capricorn. It's the king and the queen that's looking after, yeah, the next generations and the whole community. It's not my own self-interest. So it's just called us all to find this greater, bigger, deeper source of power, of strength, and of course, Pisces is compassion. Pisces is forgiveness. We've also had to expand our heart space, expand our consciousness to get out of the judgment. Look at that Saturn square, you know, Venus. Saturn is up there in Sagittarius. Can easily slip into blame, judgment, you're wrong, I'm right, and just get everybody in their corners and not accomplish anything. Lock everybody down, lock everybody up, shut everybody down with all the judgment. And it's like, we all got to come out of our corners. We've all got to kind of, you know, come out even though, you know, we're ready to like strangle somebody and we're afraid of getting strangled and we're just like all in this kind of like, conflict resolution, yeah, are the keys. If you're looking for a future occupation, we're coming into the age of Aquarius. We're coming into the age of community. And we got to find new ways to communicate, to cooperate, to resolve our conflicts with each other. Jupiter in Libra is the mediator. We all need mediation. We can all use a little counseling. We can all use a third party in there. So bring in. Don't be afraid to ask or feel humbled that you need help communicating some of these. We're unlocking deep, deep patterns that have been in existence for thousands of years, many generations. And the longer something stays in an orbit, the longer a pattern remains, the harder it is to loosen and to change. This is even with a relationship, yeah? A marriage, a job. It's like the longer something exists, the more inertia and entropy it gains. So we are, Jupiter-Uranus is breaking, it's like breaking the polar ice caps, okay? This is very, yeah, Very scary time period. So let yourself off the hook. Let other people off the hook. Everybody is in a place of insecurity and fear right now. It's totally normal and natural with such a big change coming over the next 4 to 5 years. And I'm going to be talking about that in a whole nother video that I'm doing on, 2018, 19, 20 and beyond. Because we really want to look at this in a much bigger, much bigger part of a bigger picture, so that we don't get too stuck or feeling like it's always going to be this way. This too shall pass. Like I say, Venus is coming into Aries, Mars is going into Aries. We're coming back into our power. Things are going to be moving along. We're not in this victim, helpless state, for all time. Hallelujah. We're coming out of that tunnel. Like I said, Mercury is moving forward into fresh new frontiers, fresh new territory. So it's coming. Hang in there with this new moon. Celebrate. Celebrate. Aquarius, revolution, rebellion. It's time for the new paradigm. Oh yeah. Do not go down with the Titanic. Do not let yourself get bummed down. Hang on. Believe. There's magic happening at the very same time, yeah? So the mantra for this week: when it gets so intense, I can't take any more. And there's simply no way out. I see my truth and must find a new source of strength and love in my heart. You really see yourself, what you value, how strong or how weak or how tired or how young or how old or how stuck or how liberal or how conservative, or we are really seeing ourselves through all of this. And then we got to renew ourselves with all of this. So this is what the mantra's talking about here. I think if you just meditate on it, feel it, repeat it, sing it, chant it a few times over, get some music to it or something, it'll sink in and you maybe open up, new synapses in your brain. Oh man, we're the caterpillar turning into the butterfly, baby. Weave your cocoon. When it gets so intense, I can't take it anymore. And there's simply no way out. I see my truth and must find a new source of strength and love in my heart. Try to stay in your heart now. I know it's tempting to get into the adrenals, fight or flight, the muscles, the throat, yeah, the fists, whatever, man. Try to just see if you can find new spaces, new places in that heart chakra. Namaste, aloha, so much love.